Bandits may be no more, but look what they've left us.
It shouldn't be too hard to find goods.
The gentleman of the town guard.
Could be I know something more.
Clive, listen! I found someone who says he's heard the rumours about...
Have you?
Go on.
All right, it's like I said. A wizened old crone by the name of Karen's been selling steel. Says the more swords and spears she puts in people's hands, the more war they'll wage. And the more war being waged, the more... And who will they all turn to? Why, the good Reaper has...
And you've seen this Reaper at work?
Aye, you'll find her right here, plying her trade most days.
Here in Delamil? Where exactly?
She has a stall here in the market, but if you're not the patient type, you can... But it'd be a bolder man than me that braved that particular... Feeling bold, traveler? Now, if that's all, I have...
Sorry to have kept you.
You don't think Nan's the Reaper?
Not unless she's discovered the secret of how to be in two places at once.
Eh?
Lady Karen hasn't left the hideaway in weeks. So who has been running this?
Good question.
And I'll visit this storehouse on the edge of town.
All right, but be careful, Clive.
You too, Goots.
The gentleman of the town guard. What a mess.
You fought very bravely.
You would have been lost. The safety of the town is in our hands.
Time to brave the Viper's Nest.
Just you, is it? Thought I might have laid it on a bit thick.
It was a fairly unconvincing tale. So, what now?
That's up to you. Die a slow death, or a quick one. Boys, he's all yours. But that sword is mine.
Leave now and we can pretend this didn't happen. Go on. Tell me what I've done.
When the Borgwyn finds out you've killed his men, he'll have your head. He only wanted that bull of a manservant, the dim one. All you weren't.
What were you going to do to him?
The Borgwyn wanted him to get to Karen. I was only supposed to point the lamp in the right direction once. Then you turned up. Well, go on then. If you're going to end me...
You're not worth the effort. I need to find Goots.
Get your filthy paws off me, you...
Stop and stop spreading them horrible lies!
For they are not lies. Every last word is true.
Goot.
He's gonna kill... He said she had to pay in blood!
After what she did, it is only right. That loathsome harpy's very existence is a crime. Goots, was it? I have no... Only with your run along now. You need not pay for her sins. No.
I don't care what she did. Promise me you won't hurt her, or I'll kill you, mister!
Goots! No.
Enough, all of you!
Karen. But how did you?
You're a sight less clever than you think you are, the pair of you. Well, the whole thing got me thinking, who in Dalamil might bear me a grudge? And a certain snivelling shit I ran afoul of in my fairy years came to mind, though it was just Bogan. I thought the years might have taught you some sense. But I see you're the same pants-pissing craven you've... What was it we called you? Wet legs.
You... Everything that happened, it was all your fault! And now you'll finally pay for what you did to me!
Goots, you...
If you want a piece of Nan, you'll have to go through me.
Fuck!
You great girl. Out of the way, I can handle this myself. So, wet legs, you remember what you told me when we... An eye for an eye? Wise words, Sam. Wise words. And now, it's time to collect. Sorry to keep you wet.
Is he...
Tired? No. It's an easy going through life, one eye short of a pair. After all, I should know.
You don't mean...
Oh, don't tell me you didn't. Lost it to old Wet Legs back when we were working the same routes. Said I'd stolen from his strongbox. I'd done nothing of the sort, mind. But that didn't stop him so I took some of my own. Sorry, lost everything. His coin, his clients. But he crossed a line dragging poor Goots into this. He didn't hurt you, did he?
No, Nan. Still got all my arms, see? Legs too. But what if he comes back again?
What if he does? First we take the other eye, then we work our way down. He'll learn his lesson. But something tells me the Wet Legs has learned it already. Right. Let's get you back to the hideaway.
Remind me never to cross you, Karen.
Nothing. Like a little unrest. that there were ghosts at the gates not days ago, and now you'd have us believe.
You needn't fret. The creatures have been...
To the meadows, then.
That's what the captain...
Come on.
This might take a while. Said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby. Bright blue dragons and bright yellow flowers. Should be easy enough to spot. That is heady. This must be the Drake's Mint. That just leaves the Skyworm. This must be our wyvern. All right. Let's get this over with. I think that's everything Molly needs to resurrect her recipe. Better head back.
My lord, Marquis, it is you. I am Sebastian Ruther.
Of course.
Yes, my lord.
And what was so sensitive that you couldn't...
1,000 apologies, my lord.
It's all right.
I am here at Martha, tasked with learning what I am able... And what I have learned is grim. The subsequent darkening of the heavens has only made things worse. The gears of governance have the realm threatens. Your lord uncle, however, believe...
That sounds like...
It is. Hence my having enlisted the...
Alas.
I have lost contact. They are both able-bodied and trained in the sword. Yet in these dark times, even...
So you want me to find them? I'll need to know where they went.
One I sent to investigate the Republic.
That doesn't exactly narrow it down. I suppose... I'll start...
Thank you, my lord. I shall pray for...
It's not going to be easy finding one man in an entire republic. Let's hope someone here's seen something.
Mummy? The gentleman of the town guard.
Let's go.
Yeah!
Someone's got himself in trouble.
I don't see your master, so you can start by giving us all the copper.
I already told you.
And maybe we'll take that pretty outfit and...
Please! These men...
I'll deal with this.
Thank...
You that one's master, then? If you kindly pay the coin he owes us, we can pretend...
Or you can go back to your garrison and I won't report you to your captain.
Oh, you're more than... He hasn't had many visitors since we slipped...
I'd expect as much from Hugo's faithful, but...
Much has changed in the Republican army.
You've seen this kind of thing before, then?
Many...
You're one of Rutherford's men.
Well, then you have my thanks. I fancy I could defend myself against... I arrived in Dalimil several days ago, but when I called upon the captain of the local garrison, his men confiscated my effects and locked me in a cell.
The captain is no more. And his men make the rules now.
Fortunately, I was able to bribe my way free. Only to be stopped again by those soldiers you so kindly dispatched.
What of the Fist's Central Command? Surely they wouldn't allow such lawlessness amongst their ranks.
I would imagine they are unaware of it. Those who weren't recalled now rule the fringes unchecked, answering to no one but themselves.
Then it's worse than we imagined. You should return to Rosaria. It's not safe here.
I'll find a caravan heading... you won't mind if I...
Not at all. Now, if he was bound for Oriflamme, I'll start at Northreach and see if I can pick up his trail. There's a lot of road between here and the capital. Rutherford's man could be anywhere. What happened here?
If you're with the others, they've already relieved me.
I'm not. I'm looking for someone who was sent here.
Then you found him. I'm Alistair Rockford, attendant to the Lady
of the Seven High Houses of Rosaria. It's been a long time since last I saw my great-aunt. Is she well?
My Lord Marquis? Yes. I was on my way back from the old capital when I saw some villagers being robbed.
Bandits?
They looked more like field. It didn't matter in the end. I did what I could to help the victims, but all it...
Which way did they go?
South, toward the gate.
All right. Founder knows I've met enough of their kind. You head back to Northreach, visit the Vale, tell them I sent you. They just couldn't resist, could they?
This one's ours, pretty boy.
Make for the town while you can. There may be more.
You don't need to tell me twice. Many thanks.
This looks to be all of them.
I thought I told you to make for the Vale.
And stand by as ill might befall the heir to the ducal throne.
It's just Clive, and I'm fine. Which is more than can be said for you.
I will survive.
Strange that the garrison wouldn't intervene in such a brazen...
The garrison have their hands full inside the city. Some days they don't even send... There are few hands left to work the fields, and even fewer to transport the grain. The market stalls are nearly bare, and the price for what remains is exorbitant. When I said the ones who attacked me didn't have the look of bandits, I meant it.
Rockford, if you are to continue your investigation, you first need to seek the attention...
I shall return to Northreach right away, but allow me to thank you first.
Don't thank me. Thank Rutherford.
I suppose he'll be wondering where I've got to. I shall send a Bastolus as soon as I'm able.
My uncle certainly has his work cut out for him. I should go and tell Rutherford that his colleagues are still in one piece. I see you're still here.
The rest's location affords... Speaking of which,
I only happen to be in the right place. They both seem to think the realm's...
I am afraid that Storm is in crisis, and we must work...
As it is mine.
Will we ever see the sun again?
Nothing like a dish of cold vengeance.
I'm sorry, Nan. I didn't... I just thought...
Aye. Well, someone... I reckon the both of us would be... You've always been me right, and I'd have you stay that way.
Well, I will.
Why, you bit fine.
Thanks, Nan.
There's nothing he wouldn't...
That's as may be. But if he's ever to... He'll need to start looking out for himself. Till then, he'll need people to watch his back. Just like you did in Dalamil.
Of course.
Stop it. You make me one good eye, mister. I don't go thinking that'll do you any favours.
Seems the hideaway's lost its... So,
I did.
and what precisely will I be cooking up?
Blueback wyvern liver. And,
Ah, wyvern livers, was it? Now then, you let's out these grand old chefs of... And here we have it. Fried mortress of skyworm.
And rightly so.
So, not fit for consumption then?
What the crackle of the crust gives way to an almost violent richness. It is a tour de force, a force of nature even, a maelstrom of flavour and sensation, a graceful beast emerging from centuries of slumber.
I think he...
Well, I can't quite tell with all that nonsense he's talking, but I reckon you might be right.
Decent. Sid, might I suggest that you command a party of your finest men and women to procure a dozen...
I'll give it...
That book may be a veritable treasure trove, but the recipes are hardly what I'd call honest.
Did you see the pair that got hauled into time?
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor. I am Yotei, Knight of the Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
Of course. It all makes sense now.
Would you care to elaborate?
The Undying are loyal servants to the ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations, albeit from the shadows.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion. After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yotei has been my constant companion and protector. Without her sword, I would not have survived my journey across the realm.
Rise, Lady Yotei. You saved my brother. I owe you a debt I can never repay.
I but did my duty.
Come now. Tell us what you've discovered.
Your Grace. It is as you feared. The vessel we spied off the coast of the Crystalline Dominion on the night of her fall. It was the Einherjar. Beyond any doubt.
The Black Galleon.
Joshua, the Einherjar is the Royalists' flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fang, I sensed the malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yotei and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began, and set a course due south.
For Canva. Then it is Waloeda knights who besiege the cities.
What is left of them, yes. And the Black Galleon sails at but one man's behest. Barnabas Tharm.
But are we truly safe here in the Agora?
The city guard have been paid, if that's what you're implying.
All the more reason for them to run.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Markets abandoned, warehouses aflame, blackened hulls choking every port in the capital. Canva is ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce!
Forgive us. We were not aware Dhalmekia now subsisted on charity.
How dare you?
Distinguished members of the Council, you must forgive His Majesty this intrusion.
What is the meaning of this?
A trifle crowded, but I fear it will have to serve, my liege.
Very well.
My colleagues, do you not see? The king! He has come to save us from the Akashic! He is a gift from the heavens, divine intervention, our very salvation.
And of course, if it is compensation he requires, we would be most willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools! Your ignorance unbecomes you.
Your Majesty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would swear that the fiends washing the cobbles of Canva with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed. Ha! So you do not deny it. Guards, fetter them, and see our guests to the dungeons!
Enough. Pathetic creatures. That you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation. The girl is still here, somewhere in the city, her consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris. A consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn. See that he is made welcome.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Come, Mythos. Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
So then, how long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
How long indeed? Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The tapestry. Show them.
By the flames.
Phoenix Gate, Drake's Breath, and now here. But what is it?
It is old, ancient, even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apothecary meant, even the Undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike, his very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominance, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it, like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all. And gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
By all means.
Yote, I will be accompanying my brother to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Omielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
If that is your wish, Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
Farewell, my lord, my lady.
We are in your debt, Yote.
Let's find our friends.
It's plain she cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
Opportunity beckons. Who among... Is that blade for hire, perchance?
Figuratively.
Well, a passing caravan carried with it a rumor most Red Evis are aggressive beasts. Compelled as they are to acts of violence, few survive.
How do you want to sell?
Eventually, yeah. Dread Evis skin is a... Bring me that beast's skin.
All right.
Of course you will. Leave Tabor through the east gate, but take the... I eagerly await your safe...
Careful how you pack that leather. Any crystals down.
You! Finally. No one was paying.
There's something wrong.
At the university, the students...
The university?
A specialist in ancient culture. In my heyday, no obstacle could have kept... The answers I seek lie. Would you to an old man
Climb the stairs.
and memorize a few... some courteous soul. Three of them, to be precise. One each to the... I'm here in the hope that those carvings might shed, namely, the otherwise undocumented origins.
I can't promise I'll remember everything,
But remember what you can. I'll piece together the rest.
How are those new boots treating you?
Soft as phoenix down, but tough as boiled bone.
no history would be complete without mention of the mother crystals.
Why won't the sky go back to how it was? I don't like it.
Nor do I, dearie. In all my long years.
So it's these stones to Canva, and the rest of the box to Dalamy.
Not a scratch on them. Have you noticed the Elder has been coughing less of late?
What golden plains might the wanderers have called home, I wonder?
Decent quarry's been hard to find since the sky's turned.
It has indeed.
Farmers must have settled here in Tabor. I should speak to the old scholar before I forget everything I've read. The engravings were in good repair, considering their age.
Oh, what that I could have... Come, don't tease me now. Let's start.
Guardians of the Crystal, the first stones of Tabor, sacred hold thy noble blood, till ends the mother's labor. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Fascinating. It would seem the founders of this city were descendants of those fallen charged with protecting the mother crystals. But whatever could have driven the Guardians so far from their sacred charges, I wonder? The engraving to the north is next, I think.
Wanderers of the Golden Plains, lay your roots in stone. With pride recall thy noble past, and make these rocks a home. Or, I think that was it, at least.
No doubt you're right. There are vestiges of nomadic customs in Tabor its guardian roots could never account for. This is proving most enlightening. Now, for the final stone.
Children of the hunters, now tillers of the land, reap her promised blessing and give praise her gracious hand. That's all three.
And so, we add primitive farmers to Tabor's founding peoples, the final piece of the puzzle. 3 engravings, one for each of the 3 peoples to have settled Tabor in ancient times. Guardians of the Mother Crystal, wanderers from across the plains, and last but certainly not least, hunters turned farmers. Little wonder it was so difficult to trace the roots of Tabor's culture. Those roots reach down through 3 distinct traditions. Nonetheless, one cannot help but wonder why this fact is not better known among scholars, given that the stones stand here for all to see.
Too many stairs, perhaps.
Ha! Too many by far. Here, and thank you.
Come on. Fly, Ambrosia. Be safe. Old he may be, but it looks like there's still plenty of fight in him yet. Here's your hide, as requested.
I worried you might never return. Quickly, let me see it. clearly. Join me.
I don't...
Very well. Do not allow me to...
Cyril. How fares the search?
Well, Your Grace, my report shall be with you ere long.
Ah, yes. Yotei is otherwise engaged, at my behest.
And the duty of wardenship?
Fulfilled. For as you see, I've been reunited with my first shield.
I am Cyril, Knight of the Undying and bearer of the Burning Quill, charged with chronicling the mortal deeds of His Grace, Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix, and rightful Archduke of Rosaria.
I entrusted Cyril here with overseeing the investigation into Ultima's origins. Findings from his brothers and sisters afield are delivered here to be collated and catalogued.
Just how many Undying are there?
Not nearly enough, milady. Yet we are glad to give our all in service to the Phoenix. Such is, and has ever been, our creed.
I see.
You have your associates, I have mine. But you may now think of them as ours. That won't be a problem, will it?
The Phoenix is our sun, and we but the shadows that quicken in his radiance. It is from the darkness that we serve, both him and now you. Pray accept this token. For as long as you bear it, members of our order will reveal themselves unto you, if there is nothing further.
No. You are dismissed.
Your Grace.
To Canva, then.
We'll talk about this later. Cyril seemed very, You certainly keep strange bedfellows, Joshua.
Ah, Lord Rosfield. I'm afraid I cannot stay to talk.
Come on.
Orcs. Then let us be rid of them.
Clive. Smoke.
Is the city fallen?
The free men are still holding their own, then.
Do we have any idea where Gav and the others might be?
There's a warehouse near the docks where we agreed to meet if there was any trouble. We should hurry.
What are you looking for? Many thanks. A fine choice. You've a discerning eye. A fine choice.
If we're going to do this, we'll need...
Clive, it just so happens that right at this very moment, we're in need of...
And more talent.
Why, you're feeling...
I'm listening.
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, when these dark skies swept over, Randalar has been particularly badly affected. None remain free for long, of course. But the army, too, is in disarray, and finds itself unable to provide for its new charges. Which means it has been looking to sell.
And you've been looking to buy, to make sure these masterless bearers remain that way.
Precisely. It's the perfect opportunity to free dozens more, and for an attractive price, no less.
So where does my skill with a blade come in?
Though we may have... So we've been searching for a place where they... And we believe we have found one. The place was abandoned a long time ago.
And so, we seek the aid of a fearless swordsman to...
How could I refuse?
Theo, if you wouldn't mind making a...
Of course.
Sounds like you'll have your...
I will, even if I be... So I'd better get... Try to clear the place.
I'll do my best.
You will find a village in Chadra's Thread, past Lateney's Cleft. My man there will open the gate for you.
All right.
I'm sure you...
Time to fight.
This must have been a nice place once.
It will be again.
finished.
I think that's the last of them.
I think you're right. Let's head back to Boklat. Something the matter, Theodore? Quiet.
Those are our terms.
I shall.
Him again.
Someone you know?
Yes, but enough about him.
It's done.
You made quick work of it.
I should go and let Ella...
Don't let me... but Clive, she'll only get upset. I'll explain everything once you've finished with...
Right. Eloise, I just got back from Cashlock.
Thank you, Clive. Here. Well then, now that you have laid the... I suppose we'd better fit. The first thing we'll need to do is make sure our...
You're still in negotiations?
We are. A trusted colleague has been dealing with the Fist on our behalf, but things have been tricky. I suppose it's to be expected, but we shall emerge victorious.
Well, if you need...
I'm not sure I do.
Ah,
you wanted to...
The man I was watching earlier, the one... He represents the Silver Peak Consortium.
I don't think I've heard of them.
Well, every trader in Dharmekia has. They operate and they're still expanding. They've been trying to get Eloise to join, and judging by her reaction earlier,
And you'd rather she did?
I would rather she did what makes... And I would never deny her such an opportunity. But this was not the life my sister wanted, nor... I won't let her give up on her dreams again for much. She freed me, and she must be freed from...
You're a good man.
I have always been grateful for what my sister did for me, and I want to repay the favor by letting her live her own life. But each time an opportunity to do just that arises...
She loves you.
And I love her. Though I'm sure I'll still need some help from time to time. I trust that I can count on you.
Always.
Thank you, Clive. Well then, these bearers aren't... That's a job for the Crimson...
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind.
You know what you have to do. Clive, as you know, our time grows short. The Lord Chief, just before we part, I want you to know that, though I may not always have been your
Thank you. I appreciate the sentiment, but his revenge...
It is the one I found, and it is all that I have lived for.
But what of Lostwing?
I built Lostwing to achieve this aim. Once it is done, the village will have served its purpose. My comrades and I are sure of our cause, and we shall... But there are those among us who cannot fight. I would place Lostwing in their hands, if I thought it would do them... But a village home only to the frail and the infirm is not likely to... And so, Clive, will you take them to your hideaway, that they might live, even should lost...
I will.
Thank you. I will not have it said that I did not see to the well-being of those... The people I speak of have withdrawn to Gotan's Bales, away from danger in case the Black
Understood. I'll make sure they get to the hideaway.
Then the last of my preparations are complete, and may Griga guide us.
Run like the wind. No need to ride from here. Everyone. Quinton has asked that you come with me. He can no longer guarantee your protection, but I can.
Well, if that's what the master... Sid, none of us would be standing here today if it weren't for... We owe him our lives. So we ain't about to start telling... If he's saying we ain't safe in Lostwing no more, and if that's what has to happen, then so be it. I only hope he can see that we get to see justice done.
I hope so too.
Oi! You lot! Where's everyone else?
They've gone with Master Quinton.
Fuck.
What's wrong?
I've just come from the Justice's manor. We have to get Quinton to call off the attack. It ain't just the Black Shields protecting the place. He's got a guard dog and all. A fucking monster. They don't stand a chance against that thing. If I don't get the message to them, they're all gonna fucking die.
No. We can't let... Sid! Don't worry about us. You've got to catch up with him. We can't let Quinton die before that bastard does.
All right. Hold him. Where is this manor?
It's way over to the east, through the woods.
Promise us, Sid. Promise us you'll...
Ambrosia. Caution, brother.
Aura. Yes.
Clive, look.
No. Don't tell me we're too late. Quentin, are you all right?
No. But I am alive. Which is more than I can say for my comrades. They followed me without question all the way here. And they died. For nothing.
This must be the guard dog. Quentin. I'll hold it off. You go.
But...
your comrades didn't die for nothing. They died for you. Don't let their sacrifice be in vain.
I won't.
Come on, then.
That is no mere guard dog.
No. Just a rabid beast that needs to be put down. If only we'd arrived earlier. Is it over?
It is. He wept and begged for mercy. And I cut him from ear to ear. Just as I dreamed of doing all these years. All my plans. Building a haven in Lostwing. Freeing bearers from their chains and recruiting them to my cause. It was all for this. But what is this? My faithful comrades. All those lives lost.
So Quentin.
Master Quentin! Oh, thank Grieger you're safe.
You're alive.
And so are you. I'm so sorry. I tried to warn you about that thing. And I hate to say it, but there's more bad news. It's Lostwing. It's been flooded.
What? Lostwing. My Lostwing.
And look who's here.
They must have stolen in after we left, just before the flood struck. What if there are still people in there?
Don't be a fool!
Damn it. Quentin's not going to last long in there.
Then we finish this quickly.
It's over.
I need to get back to Quentin. Quentin! Quentin! Look at me! Thank the Founder. He hasn't turned. I'm going to get you out of here. Welcome back to the land of the living.
Is Lostwing?
The flood has filled the...
I see. Then all is a strange way to...
No, Master Quentin. Save your string.
Why? All that I strove for is gone. I have nothing left to live for.
What the heck are you on? You've got us, ain't you? Don't try telling me you only freed us so you could get revenge. We're more than that to you, and we all know it.
I thought you weren't coming back. But I prayed, and you did. Can't we just go back to how it was? You know.
Your work ain't over yet, Master Quentin. We believed that you were the right man to lead us.
Your village may be lost, but it seems you'll be, so long as you remain to guide them.
But why? Why would anyone follow me?
Because we're family, aren't we?
Family?
Yeah. And all our comrades who went with you, they felt Lostwing weren't just a village. It was all...
It was. And as long as we're still here, it is too.
We can start again. Build a new Lostwing. Right here.
A fresh start. One life ends. Why, just a village. What's to stop us?
That's the Master Quentin.
Please. I am nobody. Quentin will suffice, after all. Permit me to withdraw, I will no longer be needing your help in looking after...
I'll pretend you never asked.
But you must be rewarded for your efforts on our behalf. You saved my life.
A bottle or two of your finest red will suffice.
Of course. Nothing but the... And I have a feeling that this year's if you don't mind waiting...
I look forward to it.
They are right, you know. Lostwing.
Clive.
Oh?
You remember how some of Sir Wade's guardians took up residence here? Well, now the rest have come to join him. Seems their barracks in the Lazarus have been locked. Now, I don't mind having a few more brave boys around, but we ain't got nowhere for him to bed down. Poor bug. I'd build him a new barracks here if I could. But where would I put him? There just ain't enough, which leaves us in a bit of a pickle. The people we're counting.
I see.
And it ain't just that lot. There's bears to think about. There's been more and more of them turning up lately, coming from, but there's only so many we can shelter with the root. We can't keep cramming more and more people into less and less space, and that's what I was hoping you might...
It's no bud.
Thank you.
So, where we...
Well, I reckon we could...
Eastpool. It's been a long time since I thought...
It was a tragedy, what happened, and if any of us could have done, but what's done is done.
I suppose you're right.
The blight might be... There's just one a band of cutthroats have made it their den. Nasty bastards they are too. I would have sensed, but now we've got a few more...
I do. Eastpool was once home to people.
And I know the men. I've already shared a few thoughts, and I dare say he's got some ideas.
Of course.
Back to Eastpool, then.
Not just yet. Let's hear Wade's plan first. So Wade...
And you.
I spoke with Martha. She tells me you have...
That's right. I rather fear my men have been treading on her toes. And then there are the bearers. Men and women who found the courage to... We need somewhere to settle them.
As can I, which is why I agreed to...
That's very kind of you. With you beside us, we shall soon send that...
So?
That thankfully there aren't too many of them. Fewer than... and rather less, thankfully. The road that leads... A small force would suffice to clear the village.
I'll head into Eastpool and deal with the... You and the Guardians can stay outside the village and fend off any Akashic. Make sure I'm not taken on...
I can't ask you to bear all that...
The Akashic are the bigger risk.
Well, I shall summon my men...
Shall I wait for you?
No need, my lord. You go on ahead.
All right.
We shall see you there. And may... Who the hell are you?
Kill them! You will leave this place, or face the consequences. That's the end of that, then. Or maybe not. What's that thing doing here? Doesn't matter. It goes too. More surprise.
Bravo. A magnificent display, my lord.
You were watching. I thought you were keeping an eye out for a cat.
We were. Put down more than a few on the road, then arrived just in time.
Let's hope it was the last of its kind.
I would hope so.
Your men will be bringing the bearers who'll be living here. It might be best to send word for them to come.
Of course. I'll send orders for them to leave it with me, my lord.
Home. No. We're the masters now. Our lives are up.
That's all of them. And not as now to begin the important work of... It won't be easy. The masonry might still be sturdy enough, but it'll take a bit of elbow grease.
So wait. If you don't mind, I'd like...
Of course.
I'll let Martha know that everyone... If you need anything more...
And we will.
Eastpool lives again.
Let's go and tell Martha.
There you are. All went well then. Sir Wade, what's all this about? Some shape-shifting? On second thoughts, it'll only give me nightmares.
I suppose it will be.
What else? Sir Wade said there's plenty bad
Did Wade say that?
Well, Anyway, so the way if it's food or lumber or strong backs they need...
Thank you, Martha.
No.
I wanted... Come on. Good girl. Faster! Straight home now. It's dead now. Whatever it was.
Seems the hideaway is lost.
You look like you could do with a drink. The usual, then. Oh, keep your mug handy.
Let me tell you...
All right.
Them rumours wet legs were spreading. Might be they weren't just You see, there were a time when I weren't too particular. Some women lust after blood, and to satisfy that lust I sought to oppose it. But then one day... said he'd give me access to a realm-wide community of like-minded individuals in
Was that the first time you met Sid?
Aye. And I felt right in... He was true to his word, so I ended up being true to mine. And I soon started making the best profit, and all without aiding or abetting any outlaws. Told me about his plan to topple the mother crystals. You'd said that with them gone, the realm would want for all manner of things. An opportunity for the likes of me to mint gill. Why, I reckon an enterprising individual could find himself the rich... And that's when he had me. And the rest, as they say, a dozen years on, and I'm still not the richest damn. But I can say, you've all shown me there are some things more...
That there are.
So don't you go messing it all up. Clive. That great lump. No. Go on, then. You'll not find a better price than that. Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Well, thanks for it, dear.
my Lord Marquis, that some of my fellow Guardians are to build a new...
It's true.
I have many fond memories. When I was a child, we would visit. I went to see Aunt Hannah after my uncle passed away, but...
Oscar, I'd like you to
But my training is not yet complete. I couldn't possibly...
I warned you I might not be the easiest of masters. But I'm not. Rebuild her home.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you see the pair that got hauled into time?
Did you see that?
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. All yours. Best of luck out there, Sid.
What will it be today?
What is it that you wish to learn?
One must understand one's place in the world. Thus ends today's lesson.
Is a storm coming, Sid?
I was wondering when next you'd visit. I have compiled some new entries, if you would like to see them. If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it. door to the shelves shall ever be open.